You check their post and feel smaller. Your account did not move, yet it feels like less. Your neighbor pulls in with a new car. You smile, wave. Then your own car looks suddenly tired. It is a strange kind of tired. You are resting, yet something inside feels quietly drained all day. That feeling has a name. It is the slow exhaustion of measuring your life against everyone else's highlight reels. You are running, but never arriving. You earn more, but never seem to gain real ground inside. You are doing fine on paper, yet somehow you keep feeling quietly, persistently behind everyone around you. By the end of this, you will see how comparison works and how to gently step off it, not by earning more, not by spending less, by understanding the quiet trick your mind keeps playing on you. Comparison rarely arrives loudly. It slips in through a casual scroll on a slow, ordinary Sunday afternoon. A coworker mentions a bonus. A cousin posts a kitchen. A stranger flashes a closet you never knew about. You were fine 10 seconds ago, then one image landed and your living room dimmed a little. Nothing in your actual life changed. Your income, home, savings, and people are exactly the same as before. But the meaning of those things shifted. Suddenly they feel like proof for falling behind instead of building something. That is the quiet drain. Comparison does not steal your money first. It steals how you feel about it. Notice how small the trigger usually is. It is one photo, one price tag, one offhand sentence at dinner. Your body reacts before your mind does. A tightness, a flicker of shame, a whisper saying, "I need more." You did not choose that voice. It was trained slowly by years of seeing outsides next to your insides. That mismatch is the trick. You compare your full, unedited day to their best 4-second clip. Then you wonder why your life feels lacking. It feels lacking because the contest was rigged from the start. They posted the kitchen, not the statement. They posted the trip, not the fight on the way there. You only see the trophy, never the cost. So your brain assumes everyone is winning some invisible private game. And the game keeps changing. You reach one level and the people you watch quietly upgrade to the next. The finish line slides forward again. The raise you wanted 3 years ago is now just your forgettable baseline. That is not your fault. That is how the comparing mind works, always scanning, always ranking, never resting. Your ancestors needed that scan to survive in small tribes. Today, that instinct meets an endless feed of strangers. You were built to compare to 100 neighbors. Now the algorithm shows you 1,000 wealthier ones. No wonder you feel behind. The reference group is impossible, curated, filtered, often financed, and rarely honest about cost. Think about the last post that stung. The person might be drowning in payments to look that way. You cannot see their stress. You cannot see the sleepless nights, the hidden balances, the panic of the first. You only see the still image. Then you measure your messy real life against a single, carefully chosen frame. And you call yourself the one who is failing. That is the heart of the drain in one sentence. Comparison forces a contest between a full human and an edited surface. The human always loses that contest. Even when you win, you lose. You buy the thing, post the photo, and a week later it feels flat. Because the relief was never about the object. It was about briefly believing you had finally caught up. The object cannot hold that meaning for long. The feeling fades and a new person appears with something better. So you chase again. Not because you are greedy, but because comparison keeps moving the line you chase. Let us slow down and name what this really is. Comparison is not actually about money at all. It is about belonging. It is about safety. It is about the quiet fear of being left behind. When you see someone with more, your brain does not think, "Nice house." It thinks, "Am I still safe? Am I still valuable? Am I still enough?" That is a very old question, wearing a very modern outfit. The outfit looks like cars, kitchens, and watches, but the question underneath is purely, painfully, completely human. You are not chasing things. You are chasing the feeling of being okay among your people right now. You are using objects as the scoreboard for that feeling, and the scoreboard never ever stops changing on you. Once you see that, the whole game softens. The neighbor's car is not a verdict on your worth. It is just a car in a driveway, but the mind forgets that quickly when the next image lands. So the drain returns again and again. Every new picture lights up the same old fear inside you. There is another quiet cost most people miss. Comparison slowly rewrites what you think you actually want from life. You start wanting the countertop you never cared about, the watch you never noticed, the trip you never craved. Your real desires get buried under borrowed ones. You work harder for things that were never truly yours. Then you wonder why the win feels hollow. It feels hollow because the want was never really yours. That is the deepest part. It is not just lost energy. It is lost contact with what you love. Pause here with me for a moment. Think about something you bought that no one else would ever see. But you still have wanted it then. Was it really yours, or did it belong to a quiet comparison? There is no wrong answer here, only honesty. Notice without judging. Notice without rushing to fix anything inside yourself. If something came to mind, leave it in the comments. One sentence is enough. Someone else may recognize themselves. You do not have to share to benefit from this. Even noticing in private already starts loosening comparison's grip. Now stay with me, because this next part is where the relief actually begins. The drain has a structure. Structures can be seen, named, and gently changed. You are not stuck. You are running on a hidden track. The first move is not to spend less. It is to look less at things that keep ranking you. Comparison needs material to work with. It cannot drain a bucket it never gets to peek inside of. Most of your fuel comes from a few sources. A few feeds, a few people, a few conversations. You already know who they are. You felt the names rise just now, even if you stayed silent. You do not need to cut them off forever. You only need to notice how they leave you feeling. You only need to notice them clearly. Awareness alone changes the volume of what comparison can whisper. The second move is to widen your view of their life. Behind the post is a person with debts, a person with doubts, a person with days that look nothing like the photo they carefully chose to share. You do not need to know their numbers. Only remember they have numbers and stresses you will never see. The image is a slice. Your life is the whole loaf. A slice always makes the loaf look smaller. The third move is to come back to your own definition of enough. Not theirs, not your family's, only yours. Enough is not a number on a screen. It is a feeling, and you can design that feeling yourself. For some, enough is a quiet morning. For others, a paid bill, a safe child, a slow, honest coffee. When you name your own version of enough, comparison softens. It loses much of its grip on your inner state. Because the goalpost is no longer hiding inside someone else's feed. It is sitting quietly in your own life. There is a kind of person you have noticed. They earn well and live calmly with no visible race. They are not boring. They are not behind. They simply stop using other lives as the scoreboard for theirs. That same posture is available to you, too, not as a personality transplant, but as a small daily practice. Notice the comparing voice when it speaks. You will not silence it. You only need to stop believing it. Try this gently next time a postings. Breathe once and ask what this just took from you. Then ask, what were you feeling 2 seconds before opening the app? The ranking only began when you looked. Often you were fine. The drain only started when you handed your inner state to someone else's edited outside. That is the whole trick in one sentence. You are not poor in your life. You forget your life. You forget it briefly. You forget it while ranking yourself against people who are quietly ranking themselves too. Coming back is simple, even when it is not easy. Look up, look around, name 3 things working now. A warm drink in your hand, a working light above you, a person who would actually answer your call. These are not small things. They are the actual texture of being alive on an ordinary, unremarkable day. Comparison cannot survive long inside that kind of noticing. Gratitude and ranking cannot run in your mind together. This is not about pretending you have everything. You can still want more without bleeding energy into contests. You can grow your income without growing envy. You can admire a life without using it against your own. That is the freedom waiting on the other side. Not more, not less, just having your own life back fully. The chase will still call you sometimes. A post will sting. The neighbor's car will catch your tired eye. But you will recognize the feeling sooner now. You will name it kindly instead of harshly inside yourself. Oh, there is the drain again. There's the old voice telling me I am somehow falling behind tonight. And then you will return. You will come back to your coffee, your people, your real ordinary life. That return is the practice, not perfection, not detachment, just the soft choice to come back home to yourself. The world will keep selling the contest. The feeds will keep ranking everyone. None of it has to define you. You decide what rich means in your own life, not the algorithm, not the neighbor, not any stranger online. Maybe rich is paying bills without fear. Maybe it is time with someone you love. Maybe it is simply quiet. Whatever it is allowed to be smaller. It is allowed to be truer than what comparison was selling. That smaller, truer version is where peace actually lives. It was always there, quietly waiting for you. It did not need a louder car. It did not need a brighter kitchen. It only needed your attention back. So take this with you gently. Comparison is not a character flaw inside of you. It is a reflex. It is an old reflex meeting a new screen. And reflexes can be retrained with patience and a little kindness. You are not behind. You are only looking in the wrong direction for a long, tiring, exhausting stretch of time. The moment you turn back toward your own life, you are already home. You are always already home, actually. If this helped you see the pattern, leave a comment. Share one thing you will stop comparing this week. Your words matter more than you think. They could be the sentence another tired person needed tonight. That is how a small community begins. People step off the treadmill together, one honest sentence at a time. If you want more gentle decodings of the money mind, subscribe. Turn on the bell for the next one. And remember this softly. On the days when the drain quietly tries to return to your evenings, breathe. Your life was never a contest. It was always, in its own slow, honest way, already quietly enough.